What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. My name is ndeanchristensen. I'm a professional oil painter. I've been working in New York for 4 years. It's Corona season right now, so I'm actually back in Kentucky at my parents' house. I made a little makeshift studio in my old childhood bedroom, which is where I painted this guy right here. And I'm gonna walk you through how I created this painting. If you watch till the end, I teach you a little trick that basically shows you how to paint anything that you want. Doesn't matter how skilled you are, if you follow this step, you can pretty much paint anything that you want. Alright, let's get it going. Alright guys, here we go. We're at the drawing process. First I designed the file on Photoshop, then I upload the file to a USB, I put it into my projector over here, I project it onto the canvas. I have no room to back up my projector, and it fits exactly. It's like literally against the wall, super lucky. Anyway, I'm not gonna try and defend projection. A lot of people get self-conscious about it. I haven't met anyone that actually cares, so I support projection. Let's keep it going. Alright guys, the drawing is officially done. Here's a nice look at it. There we go. Horsies. Let's go. It didn't take long, it took under an hour. I didn't get too into detail as you can see here. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna block in all of the green foliage. So I try to keep it pretty limited and do one thing at a time. I'm only putting the colors on my palette here that I'm gonna use for the green stuff. So I have white, yellow, green, blue, and black. And I use acrylic to start with just because it dries faster, it's easier to block everything in, and then I get to the details with oil. Basically you can always paint oil on top of acrylic, but you can't paint acrylic on top of oil. Also, the way that I use my iPad here as a reference is I will upload the photo that I'm working from to Procreate, which is a free app, highly recommend it. And then what you have here is you have just a little color dropper tool. For instance, I can go into the greens, find sort of a dark green, and then just sort of draw a big blob of it. It's a little bit easier to find your values when you just color drop and then draw a little bit. It's easy to get caught up in how complex everything is in here, but we want to keep it simple, so we're just going to try and find a dark, a medium, and a light tone, and then sort of block it in loosely, and we'll get to the details after. What's up? It's day number 3. I finished the initial sort of block in with the acrylic paint. I cut my own hair today as well. You'll notice the back is longer than the front because I can't see the back when I cut my hair, and that's what we're working with today. Anyways, this is where I'm at so far. You don't need to get too detail oriented when you're initially blocking everything in. You can see, I'm just looking at the values. Dark greens, light greens, everything in acrylic, is just sort of the base layer. I'm gonna go in with the oil, and that's when I get down to the details. Everything that is not filled in yet is gonna be all in oil. Also, this is my tripod setup here with my iPad, working with what I got here. One little detail that is noteworthy here, you want the brush strokes to go through the wheel. That way when you paint the wheel on top, it'll sit nice and solid as a separate entity on top of the ground. The way to do this is just add some water and paint right through it. That way it's thin enough so you can still maintain your nice lines. That being said, this is where we're at on day number 3. I've been working pretty slow, but I'm gonna get to it here. Time for the fun stuff, switching to oil. took me a long time. I'm painting a lot slower than usual. Been going like 2.5, 3 hours a day. Usually I can do I'll do like 6 hours. Sometimes I'll paint for like 10 hours straight and not even notice. But it's coming together. I got the Carriage finished here, the Kusama Pumpkin Carriage, and the horses. And I just sort of blocked everything in, and I'm about to paint myself in the carriage. I'm gonna try to loosely break down how I do that. If you guys want me to break down sort of how I block everything in before I get to the really fine details, let me know in the comments. I don't know the experience level of everybody, but basically I'm just matching values with a larger brush and just trying to keep the detail stuff sort of on the carriage and on the figure, because that's where I want the attention to be. It's all about me. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you want me to do that. That being said, I'm gonna break down sort of how to start with painting a figure pretty small in oil. Check it out. I have my drawing right here. I pulled up the reference photo on the iPad right here. I use Procreate. This is a good way to sort of simplify values in your head. Just find a value, for instance, this sort of purpley skin color right here. Find that. And then just sort of scribble a little bit of it into an empty space. When you get to paint an actual figure, you will already have these colors mixed. I'm gonna pre-mix all of these and then fill it in just as sort of formulaic as possible. It ends up looking a little more realistic, I've found, when you do it this way as well. Alright guys, to really wrap everything up here, I want to make it clear what I was doing there when I was painting the figure. The idea is to use a color dropper tool, and you want to find 3 tones. You want to find a dark tone, a mid-tone, and a light tone. And the idea is to trust the process, whichever decision you make when you choose your dark tone, medium tone, and light tone. Even if you feel like it's not exactly looking like your photo reference, just stick to what you chose, and you can always go back after you fill everything in sort of formulaically that way, and you can add some color and things like that. This for me worked really well because I have a tendency of being a little bit too complicated and trying to put in a million different colors, which I think it's okay to learn that way, but if you want to get efficient and make things look pretty realistic, I've found that this is a good way to do it. Just pick 3 colors, and that applies to everything. As long as you can open your photo reference in an app that has a color dropper tool. Some examples are Procreate, Photoshop. You can even open your picture in the Instagram story mode and use the little color dropper tool for that. And just find 3 tones, dark, medium, light tone, pre-mix them, and then fill them in. Just block them in, and you'll be amazed at how realistic it looks. What else? I also want to make it clear that the pumpkin, the polka dotted pumpkin idea was not my idea. I don't take credit for that. The series that I'm working on now is sort of poking fun, or joining the conversation rather, with a bunch of big shot contemporary artists. The polka dot pumpkin in particular is referencing Yayoi Kusama. I think I pronounced that right. She has red hair. She's a Japanese artist. She's in museums. Big shot artist. Love her. I'm gonna marry her. Check out my Instagram and learn what I'm talking about. So I have a few in this series. This one behind me is another one. This is referencing Damien Hirst. Underneath this, if I can reach, is another one where I'm referencing my boy Jeff Koons. And so every one that I do, I'm learning something new. So I want to use this channel and kind of take the things that I learn in each painting that I do and make them clear and concise and give them back to you all. Hopefully we can all learn something. Hopefully we can create some type of YouTube community. You can see I'm at the early phases of this channel. I got my little headphone mic, but working with what I got. You don't need much. And let's make this big. You know, if you guys keep liking and showing love, I'll keep creating content. And let's create, like a little community on here. I would love that. Follow me on Instagram, ndeanchristensen, ndeanchristensen_official. And let's keep up the good work, guys. Eat broccoli, enjoy life. That's my motto. Eat broccoli, enjoy life. Love you guys. Peace.